Hi, it's Jamie here at LGS, and in this video we're going to be looking at the compare functionality that's available within ProofHQ. So we're currently looking at a proof, and we can see within the system the proof has actually been sent to the client. The client has actually opened that proof. They've made some comments and they've made a decision that changes are required for that proof. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go to that proof to actually see what the client has written on the page. You can see now that it'll open up the ProofHQ viewer, and in the top right hand side I can see the comments that have been made, and if I click on each one it'll actually take me straight to that page where the comment has been written, and I can actually see exactly what's been marked up. So we can see here that the client is instructed to move the LGS logo to range right. If I go to the next one down, we can see that they want to change the number 20, replace that with 25. And lastly, they want to move this image down so it ranges with the bottom of that text. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to close that down, and I'm going to upload a new file that's actually got those changes applied. So if I close that down, to upload the new version, we can see we've got a little plus button here to indicate that we can upload that new version. And if I click on that, we can see straight away it will allow us to drag and drop files. I'm going to drag and select my new version. We can see that that's now uploading into the platform. And I want to keep the reviewer the same, so we can see that I've got my reviewer name down the bottom here. That's the client that's down there. I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to leave notify that client by email switched on, so that way they know that that new version is there. And I'm now going to create that file, and we can see now that that will process. And we can see a V2 up in the top left hand corner next to that V1 to indicate that this is the second version of that proof. And we can see now that's finished processing, that we've got the option to go straight to that proof, that V2 proof that we see there. So if we actually go to that proof, that'll open up now in the ProofHQ viewer. And just to give you some background, the client would have received an email to notify them the fact that there was now a V2 that was available for them to review. So the client will get the same view, the same options, so they'll just get it via an email notification. Now if we go down onto page 2, we can see now that with our new version that we've moved that logo to the right hand side, we've changed the number to 25 and we've moved that down. But rather than having to try and remember those changes that we've done in our head, what we can actually do is use the compare functionality. So you'll notice up in the top left hand side here that we can actually switch between the two versions within the proof viewer. So if I go back to V1, I can see straight away what those comments were, so I don't have to remember them in my head, and we can see what they were. So straight away we can see what those change requests were. But the really great thing about ProofHQ is the fact that we've got this compare functionality, which makes it very, very easy to be able to compare any two versions at the same time. So if I switch that on, we can see straight away that the screen splits into two, and we can see on the left hand side the new version of the proof, and on the right hand side the original version of the proof. And at the moment these versions are locked, and we can see that we've got a little lock button down the bottom here. If I turn the lock off, all that means is that I can now move each one independently, so I can view the previous version and the new version. I've still got access to all the comments, so I can see exactly what the changes were, and I can compare that up against the new version. Of course, I can put that lock back on to then synchronize those two views if I want to see that. So it makes it very, very easy to be able to do that comparison. Not only that, not only can we see it side by side, we can also put an overlay on. So what that will do is put the old version on the bottom and the new version on the top. And again, we've got the ability to lock and unlock that view. If I lock it and zoom in, we can change that view that we have. And we can see the changes that have been made. Again, we can scroll left and right to actually do that reveal. We can see the old version and the new version that's available on there. We've also got an auto compare tool, and what that will do is actually highlight in a chosen color where the changes are. So if I turn off the auto compare and switch it back on again, it will highlight on the page exactly where the changes are, and I can actually use different colors to highlight that. So that's really, really powerful in the sense that we can see now that that LGS logo used to belong here, is now been moved over. We can see where the image was originally. We can also see where the type was. So lots and lots of great tools to make it very, very easy for yourself and your colleagues or clients to be able to track those changes, and we can compare any single version with another version. So even if you end up with 4 or 5 different versions of a file, you can compare against these, see the comments that have been made, and see the changes as you go through the approval cycle. I hope that's been a good introduction to comparison options within ProofHQ. Please don't hesitate to get in touch, and we'll get you up and running with a trial. Thank you for listening.